Hello everyone, I'm Phuong Anh, and this video is to review what you guys have studied today. So today, we study how to paraphrase. So there's many ways to paraphrase, but I will list some common ways to paraphrase, especially in IELTS writing. Okay, so the easiest way is to use synonyms, and the second way is to change the part of speech. Like from noun to verb. The third way to paraphrase a sentence is to use different sentence structure. The fourth way is to use I'm sorry, there's a small problem. So clauses, different clauses. And 5 is like to use I think synonyms, this part, antonyms as well. I'm sorry. Anonym and antonyms as well. And there's also other ways to paraphrase, like to change from active to passive voice, or from passive to active voice. But I don't recommend using this type of paraphrase technique in the IELTS writing test. And that's it. So I'll give some example for each type. So first of all, using synonyms, we'll have a sentence like the hardest language to learn is Korean. And then we can change it into Korean is a language considered as one of the most difficult to master. So this sentence is way much better compared to this sentence. They just use they just paraphrase, they just use the synonym of word hardest. They change it into the most difficult. To learn is to master. Okay, and they also use a different sentence structure, like is a language considered. Okay, so the part of speech, for example, I'm sorry, I haven't give you guys an example for antonyms. So for example, we have the sentence like the peel of banana can be easily. Oh, this sentence is stupid. Let's find some sentence from example like this. Maybe I'll help you guys with this sentence. Okay, we'll have this sentence and we're gonna paraphrase. We're gonna rewrite it. Like some people believe. We can use similar words like think, right? That studying at university or college. So maybe like not similar, but enrolling, right? Enrolling is like getting into, getting into university or college. So it's not close, it's not really synonyms, but just find words that is similar. Not so enrolling is fine. So enrolling in or applying for, it's okay. Enrolling in university or college is the best route. Route is like the best way. Is the best way to a successful or to be successful, right? It's so right now I have changed this part, like enrolling in university or college. I've changed the best way. I've changed this part into to be successful. Change to a successful career to be successful. So this is just a simple examples that you can use the paraphrase technique, these paraphrase techniques, to change words to rewrite the sentence. So part of speech is từ loại, the typical way. So I'll talk a little bit about grammar. So grammar. So normally people use noun phrase a lot in any essay. A noun phrase include like the basic noun phrase include article like and the, with, some adjectives like, for example, the order of the adjectives is like this. So opinion, S stand for size, A stand for age, C stand for color, O stand for origin, M stand for material, P stand for purpose. These. So for example, I'll give you an example later, but and then the nouns. So for example, an opinion like beautiful, a beautiful, or exquisite. I want to use some good words so that you guys can remember the new word. So an exquisite exquisite is like opinion, and then I want to say Australian wine. Australian wine. So an exquisite Australian wine. So exquisite stands for an adjective to describe opinion. Australian is an adjective to show the origins of the noun, which is like the Australian wine. You can say Australian material here as maybe like just say material like grape wine will sound weird, so they never say, they never use they never describe a wine using like there's material. So wine is made from some kind of ingredients, but it's not material. But there's some case like American apple pie, for example, right? Apple pie. So apple is actually the material, right? I'll give another examples. And not, I don't think it's necessary. We have a lot of things to do. We also have to talk about verb, because we want to change from noun to verb. So like a verb usually go with an adverb behind it. For example, she ran slowly, right? This is an easy example, but it's true. This is the verb, and this is an adverb, right? So let's move on to the process of changing from noun to verb in a sentence. For example, paraphrasing examples. For example, I'll pick a sentence from some of my material, my teaching material. So let's review task 1 a little bit. So we will review task 1, the line graph. For example, I want you guys to paraphrase So normally the sentence that you can, paraphrase usually have two part of speech, I guess. So like this word is a verb, but they can change its form to stability to be a noun. These can be changed. This word can be changed too. So for example, I will change this sentence into, I will rewrite it. Okay. Seasonal workers employed by the company experience witness or remember if there is a real time. There's a specific time at the end of the sentence, then there would be like, for example, like in 1999, then you have to use the past tense over here. Okay, employed by the company, experience or witness. Witness is similar to experience. Or see. This is like the basic word to use. See a fluctuation. But if I want to make this sentence more complex, fluctuate. So fluctuates cannot be complex. So I will use other examples. Oh my gosh, I don't remember the links. I'm so sorry. Okay. So maybe we should use some example from the bar chart. Actually, it's not easy to use example in the bar chart. This type of paraphrasing technique is used especially in IELTS writing task 1 and especially in the line graphs section. So for example, we can use this word grow. Actually, there's already there's an example already here in here. So like, from the number of first-time user grew rapidly in 2018, we rewrite the sentence to there was a rapid growth in the number of first-time user in 2018. So grew is the verb. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is the verb. In the past tense, rapidly is an adverb, and here the word rabbit here is an adjective. The word growth is a noun. So grew can be changed to growth, and rapidly can be changed to rabbit. It is an easy case. We can move on to the next technique, which is to use sentence structures, different sentence structures, similar sentence structures, or you can say sentence structures that have similar meanings. For example, maybe we should use some examples from here. I'll pick out some good examples. Let's just use this question as example. I will paraphrase everything here. So if you want to paraphrase using different sentence structures, you have to study really good, and you have to study all the sentence structures that you read, or that you've read before, like in magazines, in in newspaper. For example, like I always read VN Express. In the English version like, okay, so it is a good source of studying new vocab. For example, we can study some new words here in this article. Just in the title of the article, I don't think many of you know the word compensation. Okay, you may don't even know what the word suit is or piracy is. So make sure you guys have spent time reading newspapers, especially newspapers in English, not in Vietnamese. There will be so many collocation and sentence structures in an article. For example, provided compelling evidence to show that, right? If you guys have to deal with an IELTS writing test too easy about crime, this will be a good phrase, a good sentence structures, or just a good collocation. I think a good collocation, all the basic sentence structures are like though, even though, although. You have to know what and how to use those sentence structures, or like some typical. You guys can find typical IELTS writing sentence structure, or they call it sentence patterns or easy structures. But normally, like these websites, they just had a few, but just take a look at like some of the useful sentence structures to get 7+ on the IELTS writing test 1. I don't believe in this, but you know, just check it out. Okay, I think this is good. This is a good website. For example, like how to use as, where, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. This website is weird. As, whereas, while, subject with verb, and then that another like subject with a verb. Cause, prior to, before, verbing. Clause followed by. This was used really frequently. Like these structures was used frequently in the IELTS writing test 1. It's a good structures. Verb, clause, verb, after verb being. Sorry, this is easy. Everyone knows it. These two sentence structures. Actually, I have taught you guys before. In comparison, like everything here, it's not enough. The structure in this page is not enough, but it is okay. It is decent. So this is it's just about easy structures. It's not about the. Yeah, let's talk about all the types of IELTS writing tests too that I'm going to talk about today. It's not really needed. Yeah, this one, it doesn't show you guys. Typical, like useful IELTS writing sentence structures. So I will list down the typical IELTS writing sentence structure for you guys. I'll write down. Oh, first I have to deal with this. I have to paraphrase this. Okay. So it's graduates of high school often face a dilemma. I'm sorry, double M. I always mess up with this. Whether to seek a job or to enroll in university or, oh my god, or college. So remember one thing: if you are taking an IELTS exam, and especially the IELTS exam on computers, the test won't have like a correcting sign for you, so you can know that, oh, you're wrong. No, they don't have that kind of things. Example, it stands for example. That's what like teachers use, and it's not wrong. But of course, when you use in a test, you can't write like this. You have to write example. You cannot use like shortened words. Colleges to pursue higher education. Many people suppose that continuing to study. Oh my gosh, continue doesn't have the E. Be careful typing. I always check my typing mistakes after I finish my essay. It is really important to study, continuing to study. At university or college can be the best way to guarantee their successful career, whereas others believe working right after school is a greater choice. Okay, so you guys can see that this sentence was not specific enough. It's just like general introductions for the sentence, like for the topic. So actually, this is like a sample IELTS writing introduction. You can replace others with I, or just use other, whereas others believe working right after school is a greater choice. So if you take a look at the questions, these questions is a sign of the discussion type. Discussion question type, right? In IELTS writing test too. So we'll go over it like a little bit later, but I just want to mention. So what I actually paraphrased in these was like, I used the synonym suppose with believe, right? Studying at university or college is like continuing to study at university or college. Just changing it a little bit. is the best route, is the best way, just like I did before, to a successful career. Became to guarantee the successful career, like this. This is much more creative, while can become where else? Others believe in the first case, in the original sentence, I use that, and then there is a clause after it, a clause. Right? But in this sentence, I don't use the clause. Oh, actually, it has similar sentence structures. This part has similar sentence structures, but if I believe, I'm sorry, this part is believe that this part was changed. Okay. To working right after school is a greater choice. So this is another example of using different sentence structures. So it is better to do something, and doing something is a better or greater choice. Greater is actually a synonym of better, right? So it's just changing the sentence structures. Okay, the next part is clauses. So for example, if you say, let me use some example in my material. For example, in the topic vocabulary A, let's use something like this. Okay. So actually, their sentence like its original sentence would be like this. In the past, I'll copy paste. In the past, the potato part. I'm sorry, I think my mic was mute. I have just unmuted it, so I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. So the portrayal of women in art was often as possessions, they are owned by rich men. So you can combine the sentence, like the two clause, the first clause, the second clause and the first clause. We combine these two parts to become a sentence. So normally this sentence is weird and they want to shorten the sentence. It's not really shorten the sentence, it's like to combine the two sentences. Talking about clauses, I think I'll have to mention types of sentence, which is really helpful. Okay, really helpful. So there is 4 types of sentence. There are 4 types of sentence. Simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and compound complex sentence. So the simple sentence has the structure like this. And C, so S stands for subject, V stands for verb, and C stands for complement part. And then compound sentence, the structure of compound sentence is like one independent clause, dependent clause. Oh no. Independent clause comes with these. The semicolon, or people can use fanboys. Just you can use with another independent clause. So please remember, before fanboys, we always have to use the comma. For example, I like to play the piano. But my sister like to play the guitar, right? Like that. But is a fanboy. So fanboy. F stands for A stands for and, N stands for nor, B stands for but, O stands for or, Y stands for yet, S stands for so. It's really easy. So complex sentence. The simple sentence is really easy, so I just go through it and jump right into compound sentence. Complex sentence. Complex sentence include independent clause, and dependent clause. So if I haven't talked to you guys about independent clause, I will remind like review a little bit. So independent clause is subject with verb, but dependent clause is like the dependent clause is like mệnh đề phụ thuộc, which means there's something, it cannot stand alone by itself, you have to depend on something. So you usually start with when, while, where, who, like relative clause, which, or like although, though, even though, in spite of, despite of, there's many things. This is just an example. It's not real, it's not true. I just made up something so you guys can understand the structure of the complex sentence. The compound complex sentence is a little bit more complicated. This one, I think I have to find an examples, but because it's not easy to find examples for compound complex sentence, it's not easy to make up some examples. So here, this one is a good source. Okay, so this one is okay. For example, this is too easy and it's not academic enough. Okay, for example, it is important to vote when the time comes, or you won't get a say in new laws. This is a good sentence. This is a really good sentence. It's not easy to make up this. Oh my god. So this is a really good example. So do you guys know the structure of it? Looking at these examples. Look at this. R is a fanboy, right? Fanboys. So these must be an independent clause. It is important to vote is one independent clause, and then this is a dependent clause. So compound complex sentence may have at least one independent clause. I'm sorry, at least actually there are two independent clauses, two plus like two or more. Okay, and it comes with at least, like mostly it's just one dependent clause. It's really easy. Let's move on to the next section, which is like changing the voice from active voice to passive voice. This is easy, right? I'll give some examples. This is from my material, my IELTS writing material. So in task 1, you guys will learn how to deal with process. So in these type of essay, there is okay. So you guys will have to use the passive voice, and you can use and you will have to use it in the writing task 1 process. So for example, like John takes the dog for a walk every morning. The dog is taken for a walk every morning. In this case, we don't use it like that. We use it like this, for example. Of course, there's no dog inside an IELTS writing task 1 test. So like, except for like a kind of process to, for example, take the to invent some kind of things to help the dog go for work and things like that. But this information is then analyzed, prepared for the presentation, and finally broadcast to the public. So this is passive voice, right? So if you don't write it like this, you can write materialologists, like just give out some example. Just analyze, prepare for presentation, and finally focus to the public, things like that. So you have to change. Anyway, it's just an example of active and passive voice, but it is used mostly like I don't recommend using it in the IELTS writing test too. Okay. So now let's do some sample. I'm sorry. Let's learn how to deal with 4 types of question in the IELTS writing test too. So there are 4 types of question in the IELTS writing test too. The first type is like this discussion questions. The sign of discussion question is like this. It's like if the question has the word discuss, then it must be a discussion question. If the question asks you, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, then it would be a discussion question too. If they ask, to what extent do you agree or disagree? Is this a positive or negative development, or do you agree or disagree? These question is to ask your opinion, so it is in the opinion type of question. And problems and solutions, 2-part questions, problem and solutions. In these type of questions, they will ask what measures can be taken to tackle this problem, what problem can this create, what are some solutions. And in the 2-part questions, they will ask what factors contribute to these. Is it realistic to expect these factors? Trong cái 2-part question này thì nó sẽ hỏi các loại nó rất là đa dạng. Khi nào mình học đến thì mình sẽ nói qua về cái 2-part questions này cụ thể hơn. Nhưng mà đây là dấu hiệu cơ bản để nhận biết được 4 cái dạng câu hỏi. Về introduction structure thì có 2 cách cơ bản nhất để mình viết được một cái mở bài. 2 cách cơ bản nhất. Và một cái mở bài thường sẽ có 2 câu tùy trường hợp. Cách thứ nhất là ở sentence 1. Mình sẽ paraphrase the question, và cách paraphrase thì mình đã vừa học xong. Câu thứ 2 là mình sẽ state your own opinion. Và cái vấn đề này là phải lưu ý là có một số đề bài nó sẽ hỏi là discuss both views and give your opinion. Nhưng có một số đề bài nó sẽ chỉ hỏi là discuss both views, và nó không có cái and give your own opinions. Your opinion. So thì cái lúc đấy thì mình sẽ không thể state cái own opinion của mình được. Vậy thì mình sẽ phải dùng cách 2. Đó là mình dùng cái general idea. Câu 1 thì mình sẽ give out general idea about the topic, and we will paraphrase the question in the second question. Đây chính là một cái Ví dụ lúc nãy mình đã làm. Đó. Ví dụ như là câu này thì là nguyên si là paraphrase câu hỏi này. Câu 1 chính là paraphrase câu hỏi. Và câu 2 là nói lên ý kiến của mình. Một số để mà nói là ý kiến của mình thì mình có thể dùng những cái phrase thể ý kiến của mình. Ví dụ in my opinion, from my perspective, vô vàn luôn. I would argue that cities with skyscrapers and high-rise buildings offer more advantages. Đấy, như thế thì cái này là hoàn toàn là mình đồng ý với cái gì, mình support, mình ủng hộ cái gì thì mình sẽ nói lên ở câu thứ hai. Còn cái cách 2 này thì mình chỉ nói sơ qua về vấn đề ở câu thứ nhất. Ví dụ là có nhiều học sinh tốt nghiệp trung học ra đã đối diện với một cái dilemma, cái gọi là tiến thoái lưỡng nan, không biết là nên tìm việc hay là nộp vào trường tiếp tục học vào đại học hoặc là cao đẳng để mà pursue higher education. Còn nhiều người thì câu này thì là hoàn toàn là paraphrase. Ví dụ ở đây là có 4 câu hỏi tượng trưng cho 4 cái dạng. Đây ví dụ như là nhìn cái chữ part question nó hoàn toàn là random, câu hỏi nó chả liên quan. Lúc nãy mình có câu hỏi mẫu là gì? What factors contribute to this? Cái này có. Hai là is it realistic to expect this factor? How realistic? How realistic is the expectation of job satisfaction for all workers? Nói chung là cái độ thực tế. Hỏi về realistic này, rồi hỏi về factors contribute to job satisfaction. Các bạn này hoàn toàn là kiểu viết theo kiểu freestyle hơn đó. Mình sẽ có cấu trúc nhưng mà sẽ hướng dẫn sau. Hôm nay mình sẽ hiểu qua về cái discussion, về các cái cách viết mở bài cho cả 4 dạng. Trước tiên nhìn vào cái đề này. Some people believe famous people support towards international aid organizations draw attention to problems. Trước tiên là mình biết, bây giờ mình biết cách cái rồi đúng không? Tụi có 2 cái cách. Trước tiên thì mình cùng nhìn cái này ở cái dạng đầu tiên, câu hỏi này thì chị đang viết ra như thế này. There have appeared some discussions over the effectiveness of celebrity supporting for global aid organizations. Thì cái này nó không phải là paraphrase mà nó là gì nhỉ? Give out general idea about the topic. Chính là cách 2. General idea about the topic. Còn while some people believe that fame brings more issues for the organization, I would agree that well-known individuals can bring enormous positive changes to society. Câu này hoàn toàn là paraphrase câu hỏi. Câu hỏi có hai cái câu này đã paraphrase lại thành một câu như thế này. Đó. Ở đây thì có give your opinion, nhưng mình không give, mình có give đây chỉ có give. Nhưng mà nếu mình không give thì cũng chẳng có vấn đề gì cả. Mình không give mình cũng không có vấn đề gì cả, nhưng mà nên give thì hơn. Nên give nó đã hỏi mình cụ thể này rồi nên mở bài mình rất nên give cái opinion của mình. Về cái opinion, về cái dạng opinion, lưu ý là chỗ này có opinion nhưng không phải là ở dạng opinion. Cái phân dạng này thì nó có ích nhiều hơn cho phần body paragraphs, còn cho cái phần introduction thì nó cũng không có phân hóa nhiều, bởi vì nó chung nó chỉ có 2 cách để mà viết mở bài. Cách mở bài cho cái bài này thì nó khi mà người ta hỏi em đồng ý hay không, to what extent do you agree or disagree, thì nếu như mình đồng ý thì mình nói một kiểu, disagree mình nói một kiểu, mà lại mình có thể loại nửa đồng ý nửa không đồng ý cơ. So it's really diverse. balanced opinion. It is sometimes argued that high school students should be made to do some work in their local communities. While I disagree with the idea of making such programs compulsory, I do believe that voluntary community service could benefit young people. Vậy thì cái câu này hoàn toàn là cái câu kiểu giới thiệu. Và câu này thì nó vừa là paraphrase câu hỏi, vừa là ghi cái opinion của mình. Đó, mà nó lại kiểu đấy, kiểu give opinion nửa vời, nghĩa là người ta kết hợp như thế để thì là mình đã tạo ra ngay một cái câu kiểu một câu ở dạng cân bằng rồi. Balanced opinion rất dễ, balanced opinion rất dễ viết. Cái này tương tự này, lúc nào mình có một cái phrase đó, hoặc không có cũng không có vấn đề gì. I completely agree that, hoặc in my opinion. Nếu mà in my opinion thì mình không cần phải state cái từ I vào nữa, nhưng không có mình bắt buộc mình phải I completely agree that, I completely disagree that, hoặc là I would agree that, đúng không? Thì cái chỗ này mình không có in my opinion, I would agree, không cần phải in my opinion rồi I would agree that, có cũng được, không có không sao hết. Như kiểu mình có in my opinion rồi thì đằng sau mình có thể bảo là it would be wrong to force teenagers to do any unsalaried work. Rất dễ. Nhìn cái agree thì chỉ cần nói I completely agree that. Còn phần đầu thì hoàn toàn chính là nó đi paraphrase câu hỏi. Này cũng tương tự, đi paraphrase câu hỏi. Hai câu này xem nhau, y hệt như nhau. Đó. Nó chỉ khác nhau cái phần nêu ra ý kiến của mình. Ở cách viết mở bài cho dạng thứ 3 là problem and solution thì mình sẽ thấy rằng là câu hỏi lúc nào mình cũng phải kiểu là phải hỏi là cái lý do tại sao có cái problem này, và cái lý do là cái measure hay là cái solution để giải quyết cái vấn đề đó. Ở mở bài đây có cái mở bài đơn giản là người ta hay dùng là it is true that này, it is sometimes argue that này. Đó, xong rồi punishment do not always deter criminals from committing more crimes. Đó, cái này thì là cái này có phải là paraphrase không? Hơi có một chút paraphrase, nhưng mà hầu như là không nhiều, mà nó chỉ là chỉ kiểu là give general idea. Sau đấy mình nói luôn there are various reasons why offenders repeatedly break the law. But the government could certainly take steps to address the issue. Nghĩa là cái mở bài của mình cũng phải trả lời sơ cho cái câu hỏi của mình rồi, đúng không? Thì đây người ta bảo there are various reasons, đúng không? Why? Người ta hỏi why, mình có trả lời there are various reasons, đúng không? Why. Và tackle nó kiểu gì, xử lý nó kiểu gì thì bảo but the government could certainly take steps to address this issue, đúng không? Và cách viết khó hơn, đây là một cái kiểu viết 3 câu trong một bài Ben 7.0. Ben ví dụ như là it is widely acknowledged that gì đó, nó được công nhận rộng rãi là, cái này cũng tương tự y hệt câu này, chẳng qua là paraphrase từ câu này, và câu này thì từ paraphrase từ đề bài. Đó. Xong lại state ý kiến của mình from my perspective. Đó. Thì đây là an array of factors, có nghĩa là a lot of factors that contributes. Thì chính là nói lên cái reason why thôi, contribute to this issue. Xong đây người ta còn nói cụ thể hơn một chút là such as gì đó. Nhưng mà thực chất thì cái này có cũng được, không có không chia sẻ luôn thì để chia sẻ sau cũng được, không vấn đề gì cả. Có rất nhiều người khó tính, người ta không thích cho cái này lên trước, người ta chỉ bảo là giới thiệu chung thôi mà, cái mở bài giới thiệu chung thôi mà, cái này thì chia sẻ đằng sau, nhưng mà này cũng không sao hết. Accordingly câu thứ 3 thì đưa lại cái ý ngược lại. I'm sorry, là đưa lại lại nói về cái vấn đề giải pháp. Tackle nó y hệt cái câu này nhưng cách viết của nó hay hơn thôi, nó dài hơn thôi. Đó. So với dạng 3, as most people spend a major part of their adult life at work, job satisfaction is an important element of individual well-being. What factors? Thì nói chung là mình sẽ hình dung là cái mở bạn mình phải để trả lời được có 2 cái câu hỏi này. Thì đầu tiên, cái câu này có phải là paraphrase không? Có phải không? Đúng quá luôn. Play a central role in our lives. Đúng không? Thì nó là paraphrase của is an important element of individual well-being. Đúng không? Đó. Xong rồi còn jobs, major part of the adult life at work. Nói chung là những cái này đó là những cái paraphrase thôi. Tiếp theo, why a variety of factors may lead to job satisfaction. Đây để trả lời cho câu hỏi what factors contribute to đó. Contribute to bằng led to job, đúng không? Led to. And it would be unrealistic to expect everyone to be happy at work. Cái này ấy, it would be unrealistic to cái này thì là trả lời cho cái câu hỏi là how realistic. Đó. Nói chung là mở bài căn bản là phải giải quyết về mặt chung cơ bản, về mặt introduction, về mặt cái về mặt về 2 cái câu hỏi cơ bản mà hoặc có 1 câu hỏi cơ bản mà người ta đưa ra trong đề bài introduction, chỉ thế thôi. Okay, thank you for today's lesson, and please do your homework. The homework is to write the introduction for 14 questions in here. Thank you.